SpaceX has been working hard on the Starship and Super Heavy to get people and payloads to the Moon, Mars, and some other destinations in the future. To achieve this, the companies have had to get innovative, and much of that effort has yielded unprecedented successes that draw mankind's journey beyond Earth nearer. In this video, we will be exploring SpaceX's latest plan for its Super Heavy booster upon the machine's descent back to Earth once again. But first, welcome to Tech Elite, where we talk about the future of Tesla stock, and Elon Musk's projects. If you're new here, it will be greatly appreciated if you liked and subscribed to our channel. It's free and you can always change your mind. So, SpaceX is no stranger to innovation and ingenuity. When they first announced that they were creating an orbital rocket that could land safely and be reused, the world was skeptical, but the success of Falcon 9 is a testament to SpaceX's ingenuity and creative spirit. Therefore, when Elon Musk tweeted that SpaceX was working on an alternative new plan to catch Super Heavy boosters by their grid fin during their final approach for a landing, technology enthusiasts worldwide started speculating how such a technology would work. As crazy as such a proposal sounds, the engineering reasoning behind this plan is pretty sound. For our viewers that are not proficient with our SpaceX jargon, let us explain a few things. Super Heavy is the booster stage of Elon Musk's flagship spacecraft system, the Starship. This project was initially developed to create a cheap and reliable spacecraft, to facilitate transit between Earth and Mars. This was part of Musk's plan to colonize Mars by 2050. As this project has matured over time, SpaceX has realized multiple other uses of Starship, such as Earth-to-Earth travels, deploying satellites in orbit, and traveling to other moons and planets. The primary purpose of the Super Heavy is to be used as a booster rocket for the Starship system. The Super Heavy will boost the Starship through the Earth's atmosphere and up the Earth's gravity well during the initial leg of the Starship's journey. The idea is to augment the thrust capability of the launch vehicle. So, SpaceX recently revealed its plans for the Starship rocket booster in its first orbital test flight. The mission will launch the craft from Texas and land off the coast of the Hawaiian island. The Super Heavy booster will still use its engines to control its descent, similar to the current Falcon 9. It will also use its grid fins to control the flight orientation. The Super Heavy rocket booster will be the world's most powerful rocket, fitted with 28 methane-fueled Raptor engines, which will generate more than 16 million pounds of thrust from liftoff. Compared to the Saturn V rocket that launched NASA's Apollo missions to the lunar surface, the Super Heavy's thrust is approximately double. The flight could signify that it's finally time for human exploration to Mars, but first, the company must conduct a couple of successful unmanned test flights before continuing with humans. The Super Heavy test flight gathers as much data as possible to better understand what the craft might experience in unpredictable flight conditions, which cannot be replicated. The information will then be used to build better models for internal simulations. The flight will last a little over 90 minutes, and there is no specific date for the flight. Elon Musk said that the company's primary goal is to launch the orbital mission by July. Before its current rocket, the SN-15, all the SpaceX Starship tests resulted in the rockets exploding, and only a couple of weeks ago, the company successfully launched and landed the rocket. The Starship is currently humanity's best chance of reaching Mars, as there are no other private companies or space agencies with a made program to send humans further than the Moon. The company hopes to achieve crewed missions to Mars before the end of the decade. It is also launching a satellite called Dodge 1, which Elon Musk has named the first meme in space. The majority of SpaceX's rockets have always landed back on the Earth with the aid of deployable legs around the rocket. Still, the company intends to get rid of the method to save weight where future spacecraft may not need landing legs at all. Even with the Super Heavy, SpaceX intends to catch the rocket after it launches Starship into orbit. No doubt catching the rocket will allow for effective and quick reusability. Elon Musk mentioned that the Starship booster, the largest flying object ever designed, will be caught out of the sky by a launch tower. Big step forward as reflight can be done in under an hour. He further went on to say that the ideal scenario would be catching Starship in a horizontal glide with no landing burn, although that is quite a challenge for the tower. The next best is catching the tower with emergency pad landing mode on skirt no legs. For better understanding, it is simply put as one skyscraper catching another, but Musk did not mention if the vehicles will use legs to land on the Moon and on Mars. The company intends to build a 469 feet tall launch tower with a 10-foot lightning rod to lift its new rocket and booster on the launch and then catch the Super Heavy booster upon its return from launch. The tower will be erected at SpaceX's launch site, and it will be approximately half a mile from the beach and within 2,800 miles of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service property. There are several close airfields to the site, including the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport. The launch tower is under construction at Boca Chica Beach, which is the exact location where the spacecraft prototypes and undergoing testing using load points located below the grid fins and shock absorption. Built to the tower arms, the Super Heavy booster will easily be caught and used again without incurring any damage. The method to catch the rocket will save mass and cost of legs and will also enable fast repositioning of the booster on the launch mount, readying to re-fly in less than an hour. The tower will use a lot of mass to arrest the booster in downward momentum. According to the CEO, SpaceX does not need legs to land the rocket safely, noting that the rocket bears its weight directly on the grid fins and catch is much more about setting the rock with the launch arm to allow them to interlink again simply. It should not be seen as a brake or control to the Super Heavy as it descends. In truth, it would take a long time to reach anything like the science fiction general idea of rockets journeying to other planets in less than an hour and taking just minutes to refuel. Therefore, the first Super Heavy boosters that will land successfully will be carefully analyzed and studied before being allowed to launch again. In fact, the Super Heavy does not actually need to re-fly in less than an hour to have a massive impact on space travel. Any reusable rocket that can launch at a maximum of once a month would definitely be a huge leap ahead of anything ever achieved, including the world record held before, for the most reused rocket by SpaceX's B-1049 booster or NASA's best record for putting the same shuttle into orbit in 55 days. If we could get a rocket that could launch every week, then we'll begin to see a significant reduction in the cost of space transportation. Many SpaceX fans are excited about all this, and an equally large group of them, including the author, are just a little bit puzzled by everything. It is not clear what it all means to have the launch tower catch the Super Heavy. Launch towers don't precisely fall if you breathe on them, but we have never heard of using one directly to catch a rocket, even a depleted first-stage rocket well. So, what do you think of this new plan? Is it crazy, or an absolute genius? Leave your comments below. If you want to continue to learn about Tesla, SpaceX, and Elon Musk, we have got 2 more videos waiting on the screen for you to check out. Don't forget to give this video a like, and subscribe for more videos about Tesla. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.